Do you guys recognize this campground at all? I've stayed here many times before. It's the DAR State Forest in Goshen, Massachusetts. I like this campground because it has great sights. There's a lake, there's good woods, a nice high canopy, very private. It also has one of the best vistas in Massachusetts. I'm talking the best place to shoot, good for both sunrise and sunset. I have my drone fired up, but on the way, I'm gonna show you some spots in this campground that are really pretty. That spot right there, site number 2, is my favorite spot in this entire campground. If you're coming here in a single vehicle, get that one. The reason is right next to it is a little pond, a little vernal pool. It's actually quite large, but in the spring, all the frogs congregate there. They sing so loud. They actually sing all summer long. No other campsite has a little private pond like that. Again, that's site number 2. I couldn't get it today, it was already booked. But if you just keep walking up the road up here, on the right-hand side is the first of 2 or maybe 3 lakes here. There's evidence of people here, but not a body to be seen. Are they in the water? Should I be concerned? Yeah, I'm not sure why someone would leave their clothes behind. One thing I like about this lake is how warm the water is. It's actually quite shallow here at the spot where they decided you can swim. I have swum here. It's way better than the ocean or even other mountain lakes I've been at. It's cute that they made this viewing station that they expect all the animals to corral into. You know, this was a civilian conservation corps thing back in the 30s. I think you have a better chance of seeing a bear or any wildlife in your campsite than you do at that pavilion. Still a nice little attraction. But I am gonna head to the fire tower. There is a trail you can go through the woods if you really don't want to walk the road, but I find that the older I get, I will take the easier path on my knees if one is available. The fire tower, I think, is just over a mile. Here we go, I can see it up ahead. I'm excited to fly my drone here. I want to get some golden light, I want to get some blue light. I also want to do a telephoto and I want to do a time lapse. I wish I had like 2 assistants or 6 hands or something like that. So I pack a different bag for every adventure, whether I'm hiking a mountain or into a valley or not hiking at all or climbing a tower. I have to pack a different thing for every situation. So I thought I'd take this opportunity and show you guys what I packed for this particular hike. So let's take a look here. My bag is ridiculously big. That's because it doubles as an overnight bag. I can actually fit my sleeping bag in here, which I do sometimes. Obviously, I'm not doing that tonight. So the first thing I brought for this is, of course, my Nikon D810, and with it, a 300mm telephoto lens. This actually zooms down to 28, which is wide enough for most things, but not everything. For that reason, I also bring my trusty 16 to 35mm Nikkor lens. This gets the nice wide angle. Those are the only 2 lenses I bring nowadays. I used to carry like 6 lenses at a time, and I literally herniated a disc in my back doing that crap. So I don't do that anymore. I also always bring a little first aid kit. You can buy these things at Walmart for a couple of bucks. Why not? My battery recharger goes in its own slot. My tripod, which is super small, it took me a lot of iterations to realize what kind of tripod I wanted to bring for my hikes. Those big, super tall ones that are like 2 feet long, they're either ridiculously heavy or ridiculously expensive, and they always break after a year. So I converted to this aluminum one, which compacts down to just 8 inches, weighs next to nothing. This actually extends up to 2 feet, which I find is good enough for most of the things I want to shoot. If you're gonna overnight, I definitely recommend this tripod. It's called Neewer, Neewer CK30. I also, of course, brought my drone and my drone controller. I have a very old drone, a Mavic Air. I bought it in 2018, maybe even late 2017. It's got broken propellers. It's crashed several times. We'll see if it still works. I haven't run it in like a year. I also, of course, bring a little kit here that's all kind of like a mixture of first aid and tools and survival stuff. I feel it's always worth throwing in. Last but not least, I have my water filtration kit. You never know when you need this. And also cleverly packed underneath my camera, I have my polarizer filter, my super dense whatever filter, ND crap I don't understand. This, which screws onto the lens for some of those filters. Yeah, you need filters for stuff. I don't know. So my drone works, which is good to know. I do not like my drone though, the Mavic Air. I'm looking for something new. If anyone out there has a recommendation. I want something that uses a regular standard memory card, not that miniature thing that you need an adapter for. I want something also that has its own built-in controller so you don't have to use your phone for it. I find the whole connecting your phone thing just like too tedious and kind of jarring. I don't know. I don't like it. So there are better drones out there. I have a feeling they probably cost $1,000 or more. That's what this one cost 6 years ago, and it's already obsolete. Anyway, we're starting to get above the tree line. I think you guys can see out that way, but the real show is out this way. You can already start to see Mount Greylock. You can see some interesting things from up here. Obviously Mount Greylock, which is probably your prime subject, the tallest mountain in Mass, overlooking west. But if you look south, you can clearly see the Pocumtuck Ridge, aka the Seven Sisters, which is just south of Amherst. And if we look east, you can just barely see in the iPhone telephoto the towers of UMass Amherst right behind that ridge. Another cool view is looking north. You can kind of make out right in the center a rocky outcropping. Those are the Chapel Ledges in Ashbury, right near a cool waterfall. I did a video on that once. Typically you can see Mount Monadnock too, but it's really hazy today for some reason. It's about 40 miles away, but I can't see it right now. I never know where to look. I want to look at the screen, but I guess the camera's like right there. I should put like a little blue dot on my iPhone so I talk to that point. Alright guys, I'm going to try to set up one of my phones for a time lapse. I'm going to get my camera out, do some telephoto. I want to try to fly that drone one more time when the light is all colorful. If we get some good light, I'm not sure. The clouds are kind of scarce right now. Let's see what kind of light we get. Unfortunately, this giant wall of cloud completely blocked the horizon. I did not get any great light, good views of Greylock, anything like that. I did get some good golden hour shots. I got the Pocumtuck Ridge, I got UMass Amherst. I did get a fairly decent shot of the Peru Tower, which is what I did my first YouTube video about. I've learned since getting into videography that just because a place is a great photography spot doesn't mean it's great for video. This place is a prime example. The reason is you can't get any footage from the top of that tower that isn't all windy and shaky. I've tried every method I can to stabilize my tripod, to stabilize the footage in software. Problem is the whole tower shakes, even with the slightest gust of wind. I think the best footage I actually got tonight was from my drone, which is kind of sad because that precludes even having a fire tower. I'm gonna head back to my campground now. I'm actually calling my mother in about an hour. Looking forward to that. I haven't talked to her in a while. I got some wood. I'll get a fire going. I'm not sure I'm gonna cook anything because I had 6 bagels for breakfast this morning. I was so hungry, and I'm not hungry at all right now. Tonight's challenge, let's see if I can start a fire without any of those little fire starter kits. All I have is raw wood right now. I do have a lighter. Well, I'm not gonna have a campfire tonight. Even though it's June, it's still freaking cold outside. It got down to like 50 degrees, which is cold to me. It's not even worth working outside. It's so nice in my van. I've got some swordfish cooking. I'm gonna cook tonight. I'm gonna do some editing while that's cooking. Yeah, the DAR State Forest, very pretty. But like I said, some places you just have to see for yourself. Photos don't do it justice, and video also doesn't do it justice. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed the video. This was the first of my sunset scroll series. I'm going to do something like this every Friday. Shoot a nice sunset. Nerd out about photography and gear and stuff. Oh, and I have some new gear that I bought from Amazon. I buckled down and invested some more money in cool photography gear. That's coming in soon. Stick around for my next video. I can't wait to show you guys that. Alright, I'm going to call it a night. This is where I say peace out, everyone. See you next time. Oh, and hit that like button below and subscribe if you already haven't. It helps big time. Alright, nighty-night.